I figure we just come on the show and cut all the intros out. Sometimes I just feel different. Sometimes I just feel different. I just
God, I'm glad I wasn't doing nothing crazy.
incriminating, huh? Should I give him something? Okay, sorry.
Don't forget the maybe, baby.
All right, that was good enough. Listen,
I think so.
Don't forget the maybe, baby. Don't forget the maybe, baby. You want to do Dub's part?
No, I was going to do my Don't Forget It, but you banned me. I've been banned.
Yeah, you were definitely banned from doing it. Don't forget it. Dang, I don't know what happened to your melanin on that part, bro. It's just like on the 6 and the 8, not on the 1 and the 8. Your timing is off.
It's real Silk the Shocker-ish.
Listen, I'm gonna check your ancestry.
I'm 1/3 Wales, so
I think they just sent us all the same report because that don't even make sense. That don't even make sense. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Maybe This Will Help the Podcast. I got a DM from somebody said I miss y'all's consistency. Yeah, us too. Hope you guys have a good time tonight as we try to dive into this episode of relationship talk you can relate to. It's so cool, like when we kind of miss a Sunday because it's like we're out there we're out there doing what we talk about on the show.
Yeah.
Right. And so, those times that we miss, y'all just it's like I say, y'all just keep us in your prayers and just know that when we come back, man, we got hardcore evidence of what we've been practicing to share with you all. You know what I'm saying to you? Like it's real life experience that we sharing from our lives, other people's, as Carrie would say, the good, the bad, and the alimony. So yeah. Look, it's probably gonna be me and Mike tonight. Sasha was popping. If you in the chat out there, in the audience, send us a message, say what's up. Me and Mike gonna check in. We're gonna get into the show. I had a thought, Mike.
That must have been difficult.
It was, man. How did
that go?
Especially it was a good thought. I figured we'd do a show like we did before, man. We'll do the little post for the first hour and then do videos for the second. I would go back to the original format.
Wow, look at that. I'm with it. I'm like a leaf in the wind, brother. Wherever I go with the flow.
Wow. Okay. You identify as a leaf in the wind. Got you.
100%.
Listen. This is your choice. You want to check in first, bro? How was your week? How was your 2 weeks?
2 weeks. Man, that's a long time.
It has been, man.
Just still trying to get the house together, unpacking. I haven't been feeling the modeling thing this past month, ever since my boy passed. I've just really been in a place of just not really feeling like doing much of anything. And I actually got out there on this past Saturday and had and did a really dope photo shoot. Shout out to the Bigger Picture Project. It's a big and tall photo shoot. And then shout out to Glenn Austin, which is my management agency. And it felt good, man. It felt good to be back. I felt like I was getting back to my, my normal self. And what I realized, I was talking to my dad about it earlier today. I hadn't been, like, the last couple weeks. I have been missing church on Sundays, and you know what I mean. I got back in. I watched. I watched, what was his name? Jay Flowers that spoke at Transformation Church, I think 2 weeks ago. And man, that message just really ministered to me, and it just felt good being back. And you know what I mean? So
yeah,
saying all that to say, I just feel like I'm getting back to myself, and I'm excited about this vacation I'm going on this coming week. It's much needed. Yeah, man.
You didn't send me my ticket.
I did.
Okay.
Yeah. Check your AOL account.
Yeah. All right.
You don't have it anymore? I might have sent it directly to your Black Planet account. I don't know.
Gee whiz.
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
I could imagine you on Black Planet. Oh God.
No, I went to Mahente.
Huh?
Mahente.
Mahente.
Yes, for the Latinos. You never knew about Mahente?
I'm not Latino, so
neither am I.
I'm starting to think like maybe we should, give you back.
First of all, just because you over there shacked up with a mayonnaise mafia, don't mean that.
Wow. What's the words after the show?
I'm sorry, Wonder Bread. You know I love you.
She said y'all gonna talk after the show for sure.
Listen, all right, just season your chicken. I'm just saying that I don't know why I get myself in these situations, Mike, and you just let me go. You're poking the bear. What was I gonna tell you, bro? I was gonna say he was talking about, like, coming back and feeling like yourself.
Yeah.
But it's not that. It's what made me think about that was, like, you talking about your boy passing and other people who passed. And I think about my cousin passing. It's like we come back into ourselves, but what we got to realize is that we're not even back the same way. We're more refined. The fire refines us. Yeah. So it's interesting if you really stop and look at yourself, which I know you have. Like, you're a little different. Your tolerance of certain things is a little different. Your value of certain things is a little different, man. It's like your ability to sit in certain rooms is a little different now. You know what I'm saying to you? Your speech is a little different. So you back to yourself, but a more a refined version of that.
That's bananas that you said that, because I've been, even like, me and Jay will be watching a show, and it'll be something that happens, and she'll be like, I can't believe that they would do such and such a thing. And like, my whole mindset is really trying to understand that people are like humans. And they're gonna fuck up, and they're gonna make mistakes. They're gonna think that what they did was 100% okay.
Yeah.
We, in our mind, we like, oh hell no, I would never. Case in point, I was at a client's house yesterday picking up some apparel, and she's like, yeah, so when I dropped off at your shop, it was another guy that works in there with you, and he was just like, yeah, basically trying to steal her as a client. I'm cool with the guy. I know the guy. Like, we've worked together. He works in my shop. And she's just telling me, yeah. And he was just asking me, like, about my brand, and telling me all the stuff that he does and how he could do this for her and do that. And in my mind, I'm like, initially, I would have called him immediately. Like, we would have had some serious words. But now I'm just like, I don't know. That's fine. Like,
bruh,
if you're meant to be my client, you'll be my client. If not, go with him.
Bruh,
like, nothing is it's like things are not bothering me like they used to. Even in traffic driving, like, my road rage was at 1,000 at one point, and now it's like I'll just slow down and let you go. You know what I mean? Before it would have been like, let me get on there. I got to look at you all in the car and all kind of other nonsense. But it's just like, I feel like once you realize the value of life and time and how short that is, and the
Yeah.
value of the people that you know, that if you leave this earth, it's gonna be people still here that needed you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's wild though. It's wild.
No,
It's
I feel
wild.
you. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
What you on, bro? What you
Man,
on?
I'm good over here, man. I've been maintaining, man, ever since I got off that medication that was had me with all those doggone suicidal thoughts. I've been good, man. So yeah, I've been good, man. Life is stable, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like you, I don't know what's been going on with me, but a few things have crossed my plate, and my reaction is just like, it's cool. I'm in this, it's like this, the Bible talks about a peace that surpasses all understanding. There's this contentment and peace that I have, and I've had to deal with some stuff. You know what I'm saying? This last 2 weeks and whatnot since we haven't been on, but it hasn't shook it didn't shake me so much to the point to where I called my homeboy and I was like, am I becoming numb? I was
Mm,
worried about how unshaken I was.
that yeah.
And
That's
so yeah, I have to some areas I do need to look into a little bit further.
mm,
But for the most part, man, it's really just a shift in perspective that just there's something inside of me that's just not allowing me to invest emotionally in certain things, certain emotions.
yeah.
So yeah, I've been good, man. Just maintaining and just kind of I've been spending a lot of time talking to God. I finished watching The Chosen. Um, bro, that thing had me sloppy crying, but it was good though, man. It was good, man. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling grounded. You know what I'm saying to you. So that's it for me. I'm looking forward to what tonight brings.
Always, brother.
All
Always.
right. All right. So you ready to do it?
Why not? We here. Might as well.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, this is how we're gonna do it tonight. We're gonna start the first hour of the show. We're gonna do some posts we've seen online. Do like we used to do back in the day. We're gonna discuss them. We hope you discuss them with us. Jump in the chat if you got something of value to say. We'll put it up on the screen, and you'll join the conversation with us. We're gonna do halftime around at 9 o'clock. Second half of the show, we're going to see some videos that we saw online. Have the same kind of open discussion. No cap. We just here to share what we believe. We'll not share what's happened to us so far. Share our experiences and hopes that maybe it'll help. And if it does help you, please jump in our DMs on Instagram and let us know how this episode or how this podcast has been helping you or somebody you know. So go ahead and tag your best friend, grab your snacks. We're about to jump into it. Mike, you got anything to add?
Nah, let's get to it, bro.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we starting just like this. The first one for tonight is
Dun, 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 dun.
a new partner will not replace the fact that you need to work on yourself. A new partner will not replace the fact that you need to work on yourself. Mike, you agree or disagree?
130% agree. 100% agree. I feel that. Well, I feel that a new partner. I feel that a new partner shouldn't. Not that a new partner won't, but I feel like they shouldn't replace the fact that you need to work because I feel like if I have a partner, I want that partner to push me to push me into growth, to cultivate the growth that needs to happen within me, whether I see it or not. I don't want to
Yeah.
get into a relationship where you're just gonna let me be stagnant, or you see I'm stagnant. You're like, hey, babe, you don't want to? Don't you think you should? Hey, let's go to the gym. Like, if you just gonna sit there and it's great that you love my dirty drawers. That's great. I need that too, but I also need a woman that's gonna push me because I'm gonna push you too.
All right. So let me see, because you said growth. So it's a new partner will not replace the fact that you need to work on yourself. And so you're looking at that as the fact that you need to grow in certain areas.
Yes.
I put up a devil's advocate for that
Okay, let's do it.
because it won't replace the fact that you need to work on yourself. I don't know. I don't know about that because I've from my experience from one partner to the next, none of them have wanted me to work on the same thing.
Mhm.
So for somebody else, the way that I'm made up might be good. All I need to do is continue to nourish it, right? And so
Mhm.
maybe I'm just fighting the fact that maybe a new partner. I've seen myself in situations where I went into a new relationship and I was trying to make the upgrades that my ex asked for, and the new person was like, "No, I'm actually good with how this is." So I didn't need to make those changes. So when it says that a new partner will not replace the fact that you need to work on yourself, I hear it from, you know, the self work, keep doing the self work, but there's certain works that I might be able to cease from doing with a new partner.
So I definitely hear you, and I dig what you're saying. I think, throw it back up real quick. I think that the need to work on yourself has nothing to do with who I'm with. If I need to work on myself, I need to work on myself. If I'm single, if I'm in a relationship, if I just went through a divorce, if I'm dating, the work on myself is always going to be the work on myself.
Because it's a need.
The work on myself shouldn't be determined by who I'm with.
No, I got you. All right.
But we may be reading it two different ways. I think we're reading the same thing, but in different
Listen, I'm trying to get as much wisdom from this as I can. So please, you know, give me as many perspectives as you can, because that one you just said just hit, because it's work you need to do. And that doesn't change per partner, because it applies when you're single. It's still work you need to do. So I appreciate that. That makes a lot of sense, man. Yeah. Let me ask you a question, bro, before we move on to the next one.
Please.
What's one thing you working on right now for yourself?
Staying committed to my word. The things that I say I'm going to do them, whether I feel like it, whether I'm tired, whether the person not acting like I should. Like, no matter what, if I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
And that commitment piece, because, you know what I mean? When you know, you start looking at having a child that you know is watching you, and then you're in a relationship where eventually that's going to lead to marriage. You know what I mean? Commitment just becomes a huge thing. And, you know, for me, unfortunately, commitment was never a big thing for me. And I'm not just talking about as far as, I'm in a relationship and cheating. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about more so just, hey, I'm having a birthday. You gonna come through? Yeah, I'll be there. Don't show up.
That's why you hit me the other day. It was like, you said you was gonna let me know if you was coming to the party or not. And I did. So your work that you working on, you gonna work on me too at the same time. Since you working on it and we brothers, let's all work on it together. I got you.
Listen,
if I'm holding myself more accountable, I'm holding everybody accountable that's accountable to me, that's close to me. All y'all niggas can get it.
I'm just saying, I just feel like, you know what I mean, with growing older, I just think it's important to just be a man of your word. And then Pete, this, because this is what I choose to do now. Hey, I'm having a party. You gonna make it? I don't know if I'll make it, or no, I'm not gonna make it.
Let my no be no until it's a yes.
Yeah. No, I'm not gonna make it, but if anything changes, I'll let you know.
Then that's a commitment too, to let somebody know.
It is. Because that lets you know. I may forget. But it's just
now that I know that's a big value for you, bro. I'm gonna have to work on mine. My let you know. You know, it was tough navigating, you know, just being single into a relationship. Like it's a different workload and mindset. So yeah.
And I know you enough to know a little bit of your background. When you get into relationships, it's tunnel vision. So I didn't feel slighted when I didn't hear from you. I'm like, this nigga's fully focused right now. So I'm gonna give him that. And when, you know,
let's talk about what I'm working on then. So that's what you're working on. What I'm working on is simply doing too much, man. Doing too much. God checked me on this not too long ago. He said, you're doing too much. You're doing it from a good place, but the extra is not obedience. You would do well to do exactly as I asked you to. The more doesn't get you extra credit. I'm an over and above extreme type dude. And so I'm going to do this and then I'm going to do that. And I'm going to try to find something else. I just want to overwhelm. And God's like, it will serve you well to just do exactly as I told you to. Because I have to identify what's the root of my doing too much. Yes. I really want to see people happy, but there may be some other things there that I need to examine that I'm trying to examine. I haven't found anything yet, but what I did find was a conviction in my spirit. The God's like, just do what I asked you, and let that be enough.
You know what kind of woke me up to that very similar thing. And I'm not saying this is what it is for you, but for me, it was when I would do certain things, and in my mind and in my heart, I'm doing this because I love this person, whether they need help or, you know what I mean? I just want them to have this because I know they've been praying for it, and you do it, and the response is not what you thought it was going to be or what you thought it should be. And I felt a little bit slighted. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's when I knew, like, okay, you may be doing these things for the wrong reason. Are you doing them for accolades? Or are you doing them
yeah.
because you want to feel like, I did this for this person, and now I'm this kind of guy because you know what I mean? So after a while, it's just in my mind, I had to tell myself, like, look, you have to be prepared to do this, even if they say fuck you after you do it.
Yeah. You know what I found with mine was that I wasn't so much doing it for the person. I was doing it so that God would be pleased and proud.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so, like when you do a whole bunch of things for a person and have this expectation of a certain appreciation, that's love bombing.
Yes.
You know
Yes.
what I'm saying? When you do all those things and you're like, just, I don't know, trying to get in better standings with God or just like impress him or something, it's just flat out disobedience. And so
It is,
I
bro.
do it like, God, you can trust me. Watch what I like, watch all these things I do. And I'm saying you can trust me. It's like I can't even trust you to obey. Like all the rest of that is disobedience. Like that's not what I didn't ask you to do that. So you don't even know how that's going to interrupt what I may be working on.
It's so funny how the relationships between us being God's children and God is so much like parenting. Because I say this exactly what you said. I say to Denham all the time. I'll say, Denham, make sure your room is straight by the time I get back home. So I'll come home, his room is not straight, but for instance, the kitchen may be clean. I'm like, I didn't ask you to clean the kitchen. All I asked you to do was clean your room up. Oh, but I wanted to. That's great, and I understand that. But you got to get through your mind that it's
Yeah.
better to be obedient than to try to get the extra brownie points and then not even do the thing that I tasked you with.
So let me ask you a question because I might have been out of pocket for this. This might have been doing too much. I didn't feel any conviction about it. I did get a kind of a slap on the wrist from two people, but did I tell you about the cell phone that I found that I got that
No.
I didn't find it. Let me tell you the truth. So I'm driving from the gym coming down Olympic, right? And I
Mhm.
see these two kids on these little scooters, right? And I'm at a red light and they're on these scooters, but they're not driving them. I'm like, why I just stand there? They're looking real suspicious. I'm like, I don't want to profile, but y'all up to something. So the people stand there at the bus stop. Two other dudes come by on scooters. These kids like 14 to 18 years old. They
Mhm.
swoop around the corner, snatch a lady's phone who was at the bus stop on her phone, dipped it, boom, ran off, right?
Uh,
What'd I do, Mike?
you chased them down 100%.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Um,
Something I may have done.
and because I'm really for like the last year and a half, I've been on this no black on black violence, right? And these my little black brothers, right? So I was
Oh, is that
like,
what you were going to call them just a second ago?
yeah,
Oh, okay. So,
yeah,
okay. My
negritos,
little black brother. These
my little
black
black
kids.
brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah, my little black brothers. Um, I was able to. They was dipping too. I finally caught up with one of them. Like, yo, bro, I saw what your boy did. Tell him I buy the phone off him right now. He's like, I ain't snatched off. I don't do phones. I say, your boy did though. We all saw. I just go tell him. And so he rolled off, and I'm just still behind them. I'm in the car. Actually, I'm not on the scooter, so I'm in the car. I pulled up on him, shot him $100 for the phone. Like, all right, bet. Went back to the bus stop. The girl was gone. So I kept the phone was off, of course. You turn it off, but they can still track it. They didn't know that. They new to the game. I'm true to the game. So I turned the phone back on and was hoping somebody would call. And nobody ever called. And I was actually going to Spot Palace that night. So I didn't even chance to enjoy my Spot Palace thing because I had the phone on all night waiting for somebody to call so I could return it to them. Next day, I ended up taking the phone over to T-Mobile, have them pull the IN number off the whatever that signature number is from the inside. And they called the girl and they found her and she was going to come pick her phone up and I left, right?
Mhm.
But when I reached out, I told two people in particular, they was like, man, something serious could have happened to you. Like, you don't know. Like, that could have been that. that could have been a done data, right? If the people out there already doing like little crimes like that, you don't even know what they could have had on them, whatnot, you know, 4 young cats. But the whole time it was going down, I was thinking to myself, man, if that was me, I would want somebody to do something. And my boy told me, he says the difference between sympathy and empathy. Sympathy is feeling bad for somebody like, man, I'm happy that ain't me, man. I feel sorry for you. Empathy is an emotion that stirs up inside of you that's closely related to sympathy, but you like, I gotta do something about this. And so even while I'm trying to operate from wisdom, and I feel like sometimes I'm doing too much, I'll be honest, you know, it's a struggle to see people wanting, because I know what that feels like, and I want to meet that need. But even with that, I'm learning that I have to stay within obedience, because as bad as I want to meet that need, God already got a plan to meet their need. And I'm like, God, you can use me, but it behooves me to actually ask him if I'm part of the plan in that way that I want to participate before I just run out there and get involved.
Yeah. We're so similar in that vein, because that's something that I struggle with still. Just wanting to, you know, maybe a couple months ago when I was still over in Inglewood, I drive by and I see a dude like drag the lady out of the car and just pushing her around and shaking her. My first instinct,
Yeah.
let me pull over and high five.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and you know, the only reason I didn't, because Denham was in the car, but in that made me think that what if he wasn't though?
Yeah.
Would have pulled over, went over there, and he pulls out a gun.
That, you don't know, man, bro. I've broken up or tried to break up so many different domestic violence situations, only to find out that the people get mad at me for trying to break up. They fight.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's tough, man. When you got that secret cape you're trying to take off and you want to be a captain say, but it's really that you just care about people and you want to preserve justice. You want to see things done right by people. You know, it's tough.
Yeah, it is. And I honestly,
I'm
the
done.
only answer.
Reggie said, "Okay, tonight we're using larger words, larger than the mayonnaise." Yeah, man. We studied last week. That's why we didn't come on. It was reading a dictionary last week.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like, you know, I still don't have the answer to solve that, because innately, especially being in the military for 8 years, innately that thing I feel like is always going to be in me to want to help, to want to dun 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 dun, and you know what I mean. But it just, you know, like I think you said it best, just to before you even go down that road, just to ask God, am I even a part of this plan? Because I could end up making it worse for everybody.
Hey, real quick, guys, it's me. It's me, real quick. It's me, guys. Real quick. Is it me? Is it me? They getting away, God. Is it me? They gone. I can't. Hello.
And that's my thing.
Hello.
Like, no, that's legit though. Like, you know. But I mean, it's a slippery slope, man. Like I said, I'm still trying to navigate through that too. So I don't.
Nah, that's solid right there. She said, "The men that beat they women don't fight men, so be careful."
Yeah.
Well, you know, I don't want to go down that route. We good. I already see what Mike here went. Like, listen, let me tell you. All right, we're gonna switch it up. We're gonna switch it up. How about this, man? For our next one, bro, we got this right here. You want it? Go for it.
Choose men you respect, and you will learn to stop being so reactive. Again, choose men you respect, and you will learn to stop being so reactive. And I'm assuming choose men you respect, and you will learn to stop being so reactive. I would give that some truth. I would lean more towards true than false. I don't know if I'm all the way 100% on the truth side, but I think I'm 70-30 truth on that one.
I hear you.
Because there's other factors that play into being reactive.
I hear you. So when I look at this, choose men you respect. The first thing, I think the first piece of wise advice there is to choose a man that you respect, because I think there's going to be a lot of cultural influence, and I think there's going to be a partner expectation for you to submit to that man.
Yes. Oh.
And it's going to be hard if I use this idea or this philosophy, then I shouldn't even choose a job or accept a job from somebody I don't respect. because anywhere that's going to require submission from me, I need to do my due diligence to make sure that it's underneath someone I respect.
Man, bro, if that ain't the truth. I left a 6-figure job to make more money, to make less money, so I could get away from somebody that was a higher up. That if the respect is not there, I don't like. It's not worth it for me. You know what I mean? It's
Let me
just
ask
not.
you, since you were in that situation, what did it cost you to have to be in good character and stay submitted to someone that wasn't respectful, that you just had a hard time respecting because they just weren't a respectable person?
I feel like it cost me a lot of mental stability. I feel like it cost me a lot of mood swings at home, mood swings with Janae, just being, and because the saying is, don't take your work home, right? And that's
Yeah.
for good reason, because when you start to take your work home, now you're feeling how you feel at work. Now you feel like that at home. You know what I mean? So just being on the edge and just ready to just pop back at any moment. It was just a bad look. And then, you just realize like it's even the money at this point is not worth it.
Okay. It's not worth it. I think that I think it's a good question, man. We need to take into consideration what it's going to cost you, because sometimes the incentives and the payout are appealing, but it's like I tell people, man, like you don't know what your profit is until you deduct what it costs for you to get it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So if you're getting 6 figures, but you're getting treated like trash every day, and there's literally nothing you can do, no HR you can go to get better treatment, then you have to take that 6-figure paycheck and fraction in counseling, fraction in the medication, fraction in, what I'm saying, all the extra self-care you have to do on vacations. You have to take the extra conversations, because now it's damaging your friendships, because all you can do is gossip and talk about, the bad treatment you're in. And then, also fraction in the therapy for your children, because they get in the butt end of it too, because that's how you getting treated, and you bring that toxicity home.
Yep. And then fraction in that cost of bail for when you have to whoop this nigga ass because you didn't finally had it enough. So now I gotta call Donnie like, hey, bring that
Go back to the club. What
right. One night you'll clean up, brother.
One night. You ain't never lied. The devil is a lie. You ain't lied. Yeah, the enemy devil's a lie. I wouldn't clean up because God wouldn't even let me make it in the door.
Come on.
So what we talking about right now, ladies and gentlemen, choose a man you respect, and you will learn to stop being so reactive. I like what Ali had to say. This was a really good comment. Ali said, as a woman, nope. Being reactive comes from trauma responding, not whether or not you respect him. I have respected many men, but until I healed myself years ago, I was still reacting.
That's good.
That's solid. That's solid.
That is, because initially when that first part, I was in disagreement until she explained that second part. That's good.
You can respect someone and still be out of pocket, because the healing that you haven't experienced overrides that logic, that maturity. It's a wound, and it has so much influence. And I think that sometimes we shortchange how much influence these wounds can have. If we didn't, we'd put more effort into getting healed, until we show up in the moment, and that wound that we won't address ends up ruining a situation we've been praying to be in. It's wild. It's wild.
Which, man, we won't get into that, but yeah.
It's wild.
It is. Unhealed shit can affect your present relationships. And a lot of people think like, oh, I'm over that. I'm in love with this person I'm with now, and that don't have no effect on me. And then you start acting out of character, not realizing, well, why am I, or what's the root, what's behind? Yeah, because you still dealing with stuff from your last relationship. You don't even realize you dealing with. You acted like this when you was with him, or you acted like this when you was with her, and now it's coming out in the midst of an argument, and you like, or in the midst of a disagreement.
Yeah,
not even an argument. The man or the woman just said, "Hey, I don't agree with that," and now you on 10 because you didn't got triggered, but supposedly though you over that. You peeled from your past.
Yeah, it's interesting though. It's like, like you get injuries back when you used to ball, right? And
Mhm.
you want to get coach, put me back in the game.
Right.
Yeah, I sprained my ankle, but I'm good. Tape it up and let me get back in the game. What you don't understand is that if you playing basketball and it's 5-on-5, right,
Mhm.
and you are not listening to your body tell you that we're not 100%, you take down the entire health of your whole squad because
Yes.
they're depending on you and their expectations are on you being 100%. Your pridefulness and eagerness to want to get back into the game or get back into dating or getting back into relationships, absent the healing and the rehab that you need, puts everybody you about to play with at risk.
Man, and that sucks when you have to learn that the hard way. As great as my, and I'm sure I can say this, but as great as my relationship is now, it took a whole bunch of bullshit for us to finally get to where we are because I got into the relationship unhealed. In my mind, oh, I've been single for X amount of time. I'm good. I don't think about the person no more. Like you could talk about her and I don't get mad. So I must be. But then when you open that door to therapy, and then when you open that door to somebody that actually cares about you, that is just not like, oh, you're a handsome face, or you're tall, or you have this, or you have that, and they actually want to get to know the real person and peel back all of those layers that most people don't
Ooh-wee.
even. You don't even let most people get to some of those layers. But this
What you
person,
doing in that room?
right. Then it starts to get sticky, and you can save yourself a lot of trouble. But and I'm not saying, in my personal opinion, I'm not saying you gotta have 100% everything together and you just I'm not saying that, but I feel like you should be healed enough to enter into a relationship, whatever that means for you.
You got to know the difference between someone who's healed or knowing the difference between when you're healed or when you just hiding it real good.
Bruh. And I man, hiding was my shit. Like what, bruh? Crazy. Crazy.
All
Crazy.
right. Ladies and gentlemen, we moving through these. All right. How about this one, Mike? Just because your feelings are valid doesn't mean your behavior is.
Bloop,
Can I get an amen in the building?
bloop, bloop, bloop.
Just because your feelings are valid doesn't mean your behavior is. How you feel about that, man? True, false?
I think it's true, and I'll say why. I think that you know you can be hurt. I could have done something that hurt you to your core, foul, wrong, like you.
Yeah.
But does that mean then that you should go and slash my tires, break my windows, shoot up my mama house, snatch my kid? No, you know what I'm saying? Because you feel hurt doesn't justify or could because there's some things that do justify it, but doesn't may not justify the actions that you're displaying.
So I had to go look up valid just to make sure I'm responding from the right place because I agree
Yeah.
with you. And they say valid is having a sound basis in logic or fact. So when I read this and I'm saying it's saying to me that you just because your feelings are, let's put the other word in, just because your feelings have a sound basis in fact doesn't mean your behavior has a sound basis in fact. I don't know.
Hmm.
Because I think that your emotions, I'm all these words, just your feelings are internal. That's you. That's your internal environment, right? So
Hmm.
that's a fact. That's how you feel.
Hmm.
Now your behavior, this is where it gets sticky for me because I don't believe that people can operate. I don't believe their behavior can come from anywhere else than their beliefs.
That's good.
And I believe that our feelings really influence our beliefs.
So yes, but I feel that there's other things that can influence a person's behavior.
Yes, besides their beliefs.
besides their beliefs and besides their feelings. Like, for instance, and I'm not knocking anybody that watches these shows. I'm not. I
Oh,
watch some of them
okay.
myself.
Let's get into the brainwashing. Let's go.
Damn.
Hey, for the programming, what you want me to call it?
So if all I watch is shows where women are screaming, cussing, throwing things, you know what I mean, busting out windows, and all of this stuff is being glorified in reality TV and all these other things, and if that's all you pump into yourself, the minute this man or this woman comes home and says something you don't like, you finna pop off.
Yeah.
That's what you're introducing to yourself on a daily basis, all day long. Like as opposed to just having a conversation, and that's why I said I feel like that's where I'm at right now, is really trying to understand, like, okay, yes, my feelings are hurt, what you did hurt, what you said hurt, but why did you do it? Like, let's get to the meat of what is going on here. Because if I react off of me feeling validated in how I should feel, then we're never going to get to the bottom of why this is even happening.
This is so interesting to me. So how do you think a person can tap into that logical place of mental stability when they're emotionally heightened? I think that this is something I said before. Sometimes, like, I use this example. Somebody was talking to me about an argument they were having with their partner. I was like, I don't understand why they can't just be logical about it, right? And I said, do you understand that emotions have a similar effect within your body as alcohol? And so when someone's drunk, if you expect to have a logical, rational conversation with them under the influence of the alcohol, that's your bad.
Yeah.
And I said, when someone is emotionally heightened and they're swimming in their feelings, you have to adjust your expectations because you're not talking to a sober person.
Yeah, 100%.
Does that make them not responsible for their behavior? No. If a drunk person shoots somebody, they still going to jail. But your expectations, don't you get pulled into that trap as well? Now you swimming in your emotions and you super upset because you just didn't take a moment in your soberness to recognize that this person I'm talking to isn't sober. They swimming in their feelings. So maybe if they not able in this moment to say, hey, I need a minute to cool off, the sober person should say, you need a minute to cool off. I'm not going to engage.
That is 100% fact. But that's, you can only get that when you have two people that are emotionally mature enough to do things like that. Because it comes to some situations, some situations I may be on 10.
Yeah.
But Janae is not an arguer by any means. So her demeanor automatically causes me to drop to a 3. She's not going to give me all the extra that I'm used to from past relationships.
Yeah.
Because if she gave me that, then my reaction would be how it was in past relationships. So, you know what I mean? In that, of course, working on myself with that, but also, if you like I was saying, if you don't have that partner that is emotionally mature enough to say, look, let's time out. You know what I mean? We still love each other. Nobody is going anywhere. So let's take a breather and really figure out what's going on. I'm not saying that, you know what I mean, you're not validated in how you feel. That's not what I'm saying at all.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean I agree with your actions right now.
Yeah. It made me think about what you said about the TV shows that we watch. Sometimes we're mirroring what we've been exposed to the most, right? And I think that even with maturity, at some point you have to be exposed to what maturity looks like in action for you to start implementing it on a consistent basis.
Yep.
Because it's like, I need to see it. And how do you do it in this moment? Like, for me, I'm visual like that. I need to see this thing played out a little bit. Like, okay, so you can literally just stand up in the middle of an argument and be like, this doesn't serve us best. Because I wasn't sure how to be the sober person or the bigger person until I seen somebody play it out. Like, you can put your hand on the leg, and if they push it away, you can still be like, my bad. I see where you are. I'm gonna back away and I'll come back. I'm like, seeing this played out, because it's one thing to have a theory in your head, but I love to see it. You know what I'm saying?
And I think that goes for a lot of people are like that. You know what I mean? And I think you know, if for instance, if all you see growing up is when mom gets mad,
Yeah.
dad gets mad, they yell, they cuss, they argue, they throw things, they fight. That could either do one or two things. That could either cause you to now get, as an adult, to get in a relationship where you don't do that because you've seen it and you've seen the
Yeah.
effects, or it could cause you to go down that same path. So now when you get in a relationship, you're doing the same things that they did. You know what I mean? Now I don't know where the shift breaks to where people say, you know what, I'm not gonna be like my relationship is not gonna be like my mom and dad's
Yeah.
relationship. I'm gonna change it, or you know what I mean, I'm gonna keep it the same. I'm not sure where that happens, but I do know
Yeah.
that only one of the two things can happen.
I like this right here, man. Lakeisha said, once you see a person is not listening to you or not understanding your point of view, just stop talking because it's a waste of time and come back later when everything is cooled off and try again. Maybe it'll work. Maybe it won't. And maybe this helped.
I want to devil's advocate that.
Oh, you want to shoot me in my pinky toe? Go ahead, man. What you
With the pew pew, just a
let's see
22.
why you don't like it?
So not that I don't like it, because
Why do
part
you
of
hate
it I
this
do.
conference? Why would you let her back on the show? Tell us why.
Well, throw it back up because I want to read it verbatim.
Okay.
So she
Premature.
said, once you see a person is not listening to you or not understanding your point of view. So for me,
All right.
where I'm at now, it would be great if people could understand my point of view, where I'm coming from, you know what I mean, what I'm trying to get across. But reality is, everybody is not going to. And that has to be okay. So when I speak, it's not to get you to understand. I'm speaking my truth, whether you understand it or not. It'd be great if you could. If you're trying to, then you can ask questions and we can go forward from there. But if you're not seeing it, if you're not listening, it's not my job to try to convince you of what my truth is. My truth is my truth. Whether nobody listens to it, whether nobody understands it, my truth is my truth. Now, for instance, if it was Janae and we're going back and forth, and you know, I'm just really gung ho on trying to get this point across, that the conversation will be different in the fact that I know she's really trying to understand. We're not arguing. You're really trying to understand what the hell it is I'm talking about. So we're going to have a conversation about it. But I'm not trying to get you to see my point. I'm not trying to get you on my side. I'm going to just speak in my truth.
So I think that we've done this on the show before. We've
Mm-hmm.
set this back when all four of us used to be on the show. And I remember I brought up, like, let's set the example for even people in the audience by asking more clarifying questions. I think that's one way to verify that a person is
Yeah.
trying to understand. They're
Yeah.
asking more verifying questions instead of a jump into defensiveness or jump into blaming. There's this app called Paired, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that I was using. It prompts you to ask your partner very specific questions to start very needed discussions. Beautiful. If you want to look into it, go look it up. It's called Paired. This question is for you, Mike. Lakeisha followed up. She said, "Is it's your relationship? Do you want to be understood or ignored?"
I'm not in a relationship to where my partner would ignore me anyway. So if I felt like I was in a relationship where if you don't get me, then you're going to ignore me, then we probably wouldn't be in a relationship, because that's not a mature relationship if people are walking around ignoring people. I ain't got time for that. I want to be in a relationship where it's love, it's flowy, it's feeling good. So if you're walking around mad, even the times that me and Janae are not getting along, I say 15 minutes and one of us is like, babe, this is the tension. Let's fix it right now because neither one of us can handle it. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm in something and somebody is ignoring, like I wouldn't be able to do that either way, I think.
I love that interdependency. That's nice. All right, man. We got five. Let's do one more before halftime hits. You ready? All right, here it is.
Is that it?
No, man. Go ahead, read it, bro.
Can a woman as a stepmother genuinely love another woman's child as her own? And I'm gonna open this up for men too. Can a woman or a man as a stepmother or stepfather genuinely love another woman's or man's child as his or her own? This is probably gonna sound like the most fucked up thing I've ever said. But the answer
Wow.
for me is no. and that's because I have a kid now. Before I had Denim, and Denim's mom had 2 other sons, I would have swore up and down, I love these boys like they were my own. Until I had my own, and I was like, this love is different, and it's different on every level imaginable. You know what I mean? Because number one, he comes from me. You know what I'm saying? And it's just so the connection is even different. So it's not possible for me to love anybody else's kid like I love that boy sitting in that room right now. For me.
I'm looking at the chat. I'm like, this is interesting, man. Like you said, yes, women love more freely. Reggie, you said absolutely. Amber said, I still love my stepchildren, even though we broke up, and I'm in their lives nurturing them still. But the post said,
there we go.
genuinely love another woman's child as your own. I love them. I mean, do you believe that it will be equal? I think that's
the real question. Because like I said, I love those boys with everything I had, treating them like they were my own, did everything I could possibly for them. But that actual love that I have, like I said, for him is still different than what I had for them. And that's just, honesty.
Oh, wait a minute. DTF said depends on your definition of love, though. What you think? Will I still care for them, love, or let me tell you, man, I feel like even people who have multiple biological children, they still have a favorite. If they had to choose between all your children, it's one of them.
All the time.
So, I mean, and you're not even my dinner, so you definitely out first. The weakest link. Your daddy was soft. That's why your mama left him. No, I just think that, it's just it's an interesting conversation, man. Yeah.
Lakeisha does have a point, but I also opened it up to men and women.
Well, Reggie said, yeah, man. Wait, he followed up. He said, but only if the biological parent allows a real relationship and bond to form. Interesting.
Let me ask Reg this. Do you have any children currently of your own?
You think that makes a difference?
If I'm because I know the missus is watching too. You may have them illegitimates back in DC that you was telling me.
Why are you trying to get our?
You're right. Let me. Stop.
We got invited to the wedding, and now you. Dang, what?
Reg is my guy. Okay. Dang.
Look, he said, Don, are you the favorite? I don't know, man. I don't think so. I don't think I am. Depends on what I base that on. Dude, look.
He has 3.
He got over there looking. Red said you have 3, 25, 15, and 13.
See, and that might be it too. I only have 1. So my 1 is like my everything, especially because of the things that we've been through together. I think that also heightens that connection.
I'm gonna ask Reg a different question. Which one's your favorite, the 25, 15, or the 13? Tell us publicly. Let it be known.
I'm gonna go with the middle one. I'm gonna go with that 15.
That middle child is different.
Yeah, hit different because they thought that was gonna be the last one. So they gave that one. They cultivated that one.
You call 13 a straight up accident, even though there's a 10-year gap between 25 and 15.
The 13 probably just
25 and 13 were both accidents.
Yeah. Red's not gonna watch the show no more. Red, just so you know, this is all done, brother.
You thought your information gonna be safe on this show. I'm sorry, brother. Let me move on. Amber McJellin said, I'm their mama. These children didn't even know what it was like to have a mother until I met them, and there's no way I'm leaving them unless one of my other biological children's lives is at stake. Then them Negroes got to go, right? Did I finish that sentence for you?
Ooh, so this is I'm not gonna even go there, but it's really dark. But
that's good, man. Accidents can put you in a better place. Yeah, because it's not an accident or it's not a coincidence either. Like that's
good. Yeah. That's true. That's true.
Red said, I love all my kids equally, but my baby girl loves me more than anybody can imagine.
See what he said? He gonna say, but my baby girl loves me. You love that baby girl. Come on, Reg. We'll talk after the show. Reg, we're gonna put you on after the show goes off. You can tell us the truth, brother.
All right, McJellen. I'm gonna let you have it. It's all equal love.
Lakeisha said, "I knew it was his youngest."
Ah! uh, let me ask you a question, Mike. Cause we going to the dark side anyway.
Yeah.
I heard this question asked before, like you being held hostage, and the only way to get free, you got to sacrifice either your wife
That's
or
what I.
your child.
That was similar to what I was gonna say. So since we're here, yeah, let's do it.
The wife or the child. I'll answer after you. Which one got to be sacrificed for y'all can have freedom?
Man, we probably all get up out of here. Yeah, let's just all go ahead and
Nigga, we do everything as a family. So,
we ride together, we die together. Bad boys for life. I don't know what to
yeah,
tell
listen.
We all going.
So when I heard it asked, one of the guys said, my wife gave birth to our child, but I made a vow to my wife. So the kid got to go. He said it's the same way, like when kids
That's what
grow
it's.
up and
Yeah.
they leave you and they go get married, then it's just gonna be you and your wife again. And they was kind of alluding to the fact that how when you get married and you have a child, the wife tends to replace her love for the husband with love for the child, and that's her favorite thing, that's her go-to, and the husband kind of gets left out in the cold. And then when the kid is grown and gone, then they kind of reconcile in a unique way. But what happened? Is that Reg again?
No.
Say you keeping your son, Jay ain't finna. Jay ain't finna be mad.
That's pretty good.
Ah,
But biblically speaking, like you just said, yeah, you're supposed to choose your wife. Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah.
buddy. Okay.
But me, in my mind, I'm already thinking of ways to get the gun. For some reason, it's a gun. I'm already thinking of ways to get the gun away from the nigga. I'm trying to see if there's any exit. I'm making all of this stuff in my head up.
Mike, I already know. Mike, like, listen, I didn't train y'all for this, so this is a piece of work. It's easy money right here.
Listen.
All right, Red Rover on 3. You ready? My family know what to do. Dang it, this is savagery because you can make more kids.
But
you can't make the same kid again though.
But she's right.
You can't make the same kid. You can get another wife. You can't make the same kid again. It's gonna be a whole different kid. It's like it's gonna be a whole different wife.
What if you name him? What did you give him? All right, this is getting real dark. Let's
wow,
real humor.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we beat that cow into the ground.
Wait, did you see Lakeisha's on one?
Imagine Mike smiling, talking about yeah, ready. Dang.
I can imagine it. That's what's so funny.
Hey, what's family dinner gonna be like tonight? I just don't know. What y'all talking about over the table tonight?
So listen, y'all know if one of y'all get,
then I'm gonna be like, man, Dad, I was here first. So
yeah, he's not gonna understand. He's not gonna understand.
Oh man. Oh shoot. All right. Well, Mike, you want to do our halftime special?
Yeah, sure. Ladies and gents, if I didn't even realize it was halftime already. But if you aren't already following us on our socials, please do so at Maybe This Will Help the Podcast. We're on Facebook, Instagram, as well as YouTube. What else? If you do have any small businesses that you'd like to shout out, now's your chance. Go ahead and drop them in the chat. And we'll be sure to look into are we still vetting these? Or are we just putting it up if they put it?
No, we still vetting them. I'm vetting them. Yeah.
So drop it in the chat. We'll go take a look, and then if it lines up with the stuff that of course, we believe in and we believe to be right, then we'll definitely get it up on the next show. What else? A Cash App. ladies and gents. Yeah, because it's dwindling at this point. Um, oh, that's what I needed to talk to you about after the show too. Remind me.
We ain't gonna be on next week.
Remind me.
I got you.
But no,
I still got some money that I'm supposed to deposit in there, so we're gonna be all right.
That 5,000.
Some things happen.
Was it 5,000?
Some things happened. It's about 50 now.
Oh, we on
$50.
Oh.
Ah. Yo, Red said, wait a minute. He said, I posted my business. Where you posted at?
What?
Check the email?
Because we don't even need to vet that. I just believe in this brother so much. We can post that tonight. Yeah.
That's how you feel about it?
Yep.
Where's he at?
I was invited to the wedding. You my +1, bro. Come on. Just saying.
You was invited to the wedding? Okay.
Yep.
All right. Reg, you can send it to me instead. I don't know. Mike is not a man of his word. I'm even less. So I mean, send it to Jesus. Send it to the Lord, because he'll make sure we get
Put
it
it here. Just drop it right now, Red. Drop it right in the chat, bro.
Oh, yeah, that's an option too. Everybody else, listen though. You know what we do here. This is not even a nonprofit, homie. This is voluntary work. This is charitable work that we're doing. So if you want to help keep us online, just to keep us online and pay the platform fee to be on here, go to our Cash App, $ maybe this will help. $5, $10, $15, $20, $200, 2,000 bucks, EBT cards. Give us your favorite child. We'll pawn them. Whatever it is, send it to our Cash App, $ maybe this will help us stay online. What happened?
This is good. And what's crazy, I was just thinking when Reg, just talking about Reg and his business, this is good for networking, because you never know when someone could be in need of a service that you actually do or that your business does. So
yeah,
when we have this halftime, look at the chat and see what people are putting in there, because it could be, oh, I'm a party planner. You know what? Prom is coming up. Let me hit up such and such.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
If I had some business, I'd stand on the stage.
What kind of stage, Lakeisha? What do we? Because Lakeisha been on all night, so now
you worried?
Yeah.
Listen, I just mind your business. That's what we go. That's my business.
I could have used you, Reg. I literally just planned this trip for me.
I am the owner and operator of Dream Makers Travel. Go get a refund, bro.
We leave on Thursday, bro.
It ain't too late. Yeah, I saw this crazy hack, right?
Mm-hmm.
Online. The person called the hotel and said, I want to cancel, my reservations to get a refund. It's like, you can't cancel your reservations within 24 hours of your stay. They said, okay, cool. They hung up and called back, said, hey, can I push my stay back a little bit longer? I won't be able to make it today, but can I push it back to next week? Of course you can. We'll push it back to next week. Called back again and said, hey, I'd like to cancel my reservation. Hey, didn't you person that just called? You said, yeah. You said I couldn't cancel it because it was 24 hours. Right. So now that is technically next week. I can cancel it, correct?
That is good.
You sure can.
That is good.
You sure can. There's a will, there's a way.
But y'all go check out Reg. Do you have an IG or something, bro? Or a website? Dream Makers Travel. He is the owner and operator, damn it. The beginning and the end, the alpha and omega of Dream Makers Travel.
Wow, what a Z, son.
You see it. That's how you knew he was. Never mind.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to get started on the second half of the show. Jump in the chat and tell us what's been your favorite part so far. Tag one of your friends, tell them come over and get some of this valuable content. Maybe it'll help. People that go to therapy because the people who need therapy won't go to therapy. This is therapeutic for y'all. So come over here and send the people who irritate you the most to our page so we can help you out. He said he's gonna drop the link on his Facebook to my Facebook group.
To his Facebook group.
All right, bet money, man.
Yes, sir.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to get it started. Second half, just like, oh shoot, wait a minute. How did this woman done went and looked it up already and sent it to me. Wow. Yep, dreammakerstravelagency.com. All right. Well, I'm gonna get popping on that, but let's get into the videos. You know what? We were talking earlier about getting your life together, right? So we're gonna start off with a little something light, because sometimes this is just how it be, man. It be like this sometimes.
Once I heal and I start taking my medication consistently and I stop lying to my therapist and I actually start eating 3 meals a day and I actually hit the gym consistently and I stop going to sleep at fucking 4 a.m. and waking up at 2 p.m. and I actually start going to work instead of calling off and I actually decide to do something with my life and get a career and I actually go back to college, it's over for you, bitch. Once I heal.
Hey, some people got a longer list of things that they got to do before it's over for everybody else, man. I see you thinking, Mike. Just remember you on mute. I see, I see them thoughts is bubbling. Yo, she ran the whole list down. I know a lot of people got a list that long.
Yeah, they do. But
You looking at your own list, bro? What's wrong?
nah, I'm just thinking like everything. This is just for me, in my opinion. Everything don't have to be a 12-step program to reach the goal. Go out there and do it. Like, oh yeah, I'm gonna start working out next month, but this month I'm gonna just drink all water, and then so I can get my go take your ass to the gym and start working out. The end. Like it don't have to be, you know what I mean? And once, because not saying there was anything wrong with her list, because I get it, we all have lists, but I'm just saying, like, to me, sometimes we make things more difficult than they have to be because we want a 12-step everything. Like
you make me want to listen to it again now. I'm like, dang, like what could have been eliminated from her list?
I'm not saying eliminate it, but I'm
Stop
saying
drinking alcohol.
But once I well, like these are things that clearly you've been doing for a while. So why is it once you putting this stuff off? So now you're procrastinating. It don't have to be once like some of this stuff you just not doing.
That's it. I'm listening to it again. This Mike then dug into this woman.
Once I heal and I start taking my medication consistently and I stop lying to my therapist and I actually start eating 3 meals a day and I actually hit the gym consistently and I stop going to sleep at fucking 4 a.m. and waking up at 2 p.m. and I actually start going to work instead of calling off and I actually decide to do something with my life and get a career and I actually go back to college, it's over for you, bitch. Once I heal.
Jeez.
Bruh, she has the answers to all of her problems, but you're not doing none of the answers.
Wow. All right. All right. All right. All right. Wow. Lakeisha right there, she could eliminate the talk and just do it.
Right.
Man.
She got the answers. It's like you have all the answers, but that's life though. I feel like we all do that at some point. Like we have the answers we need to solve the problem, but for some reason we just not solving the problem.
It's applicable. Everybody got that one person. Amber said it cracks me up. Send it to my goddaughter. Yeah, I'll DM it to you, McJellin. Yeah. Everybody got that one friend. It's like, nigga, just do it, man.
That's it.
All right. You ready to get into some something a little interesting?
Let's run it.
I don't think women hold each other accountable the same way we do. Here's why. We receive criticism at a far greater clip. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like when women have conversations with other women about things they're going through, they're more coddled and championed. It's gonna be okay. He's wrong.
He's wrong.
It's not malicious. It's just that women know that I'm dealing with another woman. I gotta be delicate with her emotions. She may be hyperreactive.
That's not helping us get better. That's not helping us further along our relationships.
I'm pretty sure all women have friends where they can't really tell them they're doing something wrong because they don't know how to handle criticism. So they just much rather side with them.
What kind of friend is that though?
It's probably one that's trying to protect your emotions.
That's not a good friend, bro.
Or protect our space. I know this. I know that Talon may say something to me that I really don't like right now, but in 5 hours, I'll forget about it. And all I'll care about is if I got better. There's a lot of women that fall out with each other and stop being friends because one woman was honest. I don't think women hold each other.
Ooh. Yo. I don't want, and I'm not here to put all women in one category, but I will say this from the relationships, the women that I've been in my life, romantically, family, friends, the women that I've seen from afar, I would have to agree with him. What's so crazy is when me and Janae were going through what we were going through with my stepping out. And she told me initially, I didn't want her to tell nobody. I didn't want her to tell no friends or nobody because I automatically knew that I was finna get thrown in that nigga's a dog, leave that nigga, that whole category.
Yeah.
But she did, and the responses amazed me because they were legit responses. It wasn't, oh, he's a dog, he's this. It's really trying to figure out, like, was she good? What did she want to do with it? And you know what I mean? Not automatically just jumping on leave them. It was more so, well, you know what I'm saying? How do you feel about it? Do you feel that things could be worked out? Do you feel this, and that? And if that's how you feel, then we support you. I was blown away because I had never seen any woman do that before. You know, especially when it comes to cheating, any nigga that cheats, they homegirls gonna be like, leave that nigga.
Well, this is why you dated a white woman, because the difference of accountability. I'm just kidding. Sorry, Jay. Jay is black, you guys. I just joke a little bit. I'm sorry.
She said y'all have some real problems. You're gonna be beefing with the whole family. I don't even think that you and Denim squashed y'all beef yet.
We getting better though. He hugged me last time I saw him. He hugged me. We exchanged like 4 words, and none of them were meet me outside.
Oh man!
So check this out though, and to support what you're talking about, McJellen said that's not fair to them. So I'll be honest instead. Let's help them for real. Allie said, nope. I say it how it is, whether she likes it or not. My job is to change your life, not pacify you. Allie, do you have any female friends after that? Because I know some of them can't handle it. McJellen also said there's a way to be honest and gentle. Like that. What Lakeisha say, Lord, I'm nervous. Me and my homegirls argue every other week or something. We hold nothing back.
That's good.
Those are your homegirls, though. I'm talking about your friends.
But I will say, for the relationships that I'm in, the friendships, the brotherhoods I'm in now are definitely do the holding. Kind of like my boy Cars, you carry is good for. Look, nigga, you know, Dub too. Dub, when me and Jay were going through our thing, I hit up Dub, and it was just like, you fucking up. My boy Cars too. Like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? And those are the type of friendships that I can appreciate. Because some dudes would have been like, you know how men are, or you know what I'm saying?
I need a hug. I just hug. Nah, not you. I wouldn't call you for a hug, Mike. You shoot it. You, brother, I swear you shoot so straight. I think you was after the Taliban, man. I remember I called you not too long ago, and you were just like, I told her what you said. I said, Mike's advice to me was stop being a bitch. That's what he said. So I said, okay. And we moved on to a different conversation. Mike didn't offer to pray for me. Mike didn't offer to support me in the exploration of new ideas and ways to approach it. Mike said what he said, and I can trust Mike to be Mike.
Whatever that may look like.
I know what it looks like. Sasha, I appreciate it. Sasha, thank you. Thank you. I think there's something to say about all this, though. There's a difference between holding someone accountable for something that they did versus maliciously versus something they did that was an accident. I think the accountability, the heart of it is the same, but the approach needs to fit the intention. Or you might lose audience with that person. I think sometimes people come in a little too hot. You know what I'm saying to you? Especially, so say for instance, you're a guy who's cheated, right? And some guy comes to you about them stepping out, and it might be a little hard not to respond to them with a lot of passion because it's such a near and dear topic to your heart that you might approach them with that same kind of zeal that you had when it was your final straw. You know, and that might be necessary so that they'll never do it again, like a scared straight situation.
Yeah.
Or not, you know, I don't know. It's just something to consider.
Man, I just think back on all the times and situations where I was allowed to go astray by people that called themselves friends. And you look back like, how could you say you love me and allow my knucklehead ass to still go and do that? Why you didn't grab me, knock me to the ground, throw me in the car, and drive me somewhere else? You know what I mean? That's the kind of friends I need. Well, needed then. Now I got a better head on my shoulders. But that's, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, that's
interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what I was going to say before we move on to the next video? I feel like this show kind of does that for us as brothers. It's not a physical grabbing and dragging, but I think that we often say things so direct on this show that in audience don't really know that we talking to each other sometimes. But it's such a straight word that it is like a taking your ego or your mindset and grabbing it and saying, no, nigga, we don't do that. You know what I'm saying to you? I think we've all shot at each other that way as a brother's keeper, not as a petty dude, but like as a brother's keeper, like you out of pocket. You know what I'm saying to you? And we'll talk, oh, I knew this guy who did this, or yeah, you know, I think it's interesting. We'll be talking directly to, no, Mike, I'm you know, you hear me talking to you, like, yeah. Okay.
So let me ask you before we go on to our next one. How do we block someone from the show? So after I put up this comment, then tell me how to block her.
Okay. Mike better be good or we can start watching the Janae show. What you mean, Ricky Lake? Wow. You know,
here we go.
I said we don't. Yeah, she asked for it. I'm just like, I say we don't block her. I say we use her. Let's go to her profile and let's criticize every single post she's ever put up and discuss it on this show until she has no followers. I was just follow up my name. No. Oh man, the Janae show. What did we say the girls' version was going to be called? Instead of maybe this will help. I told you so.
I told you so. Like
yeah. Woman's phrase. Yeah. It's her podcast gonna be called "Should Have Listened to Me the First Time." Yo, like he said, her posts are wild. Like, listen, now we can go to her page and get all the rest of our content. Now we know where to source our content from.
Right. Let me ask you this: since we mentioned cheating, this is kind of straying from the game plan, but do you think that all men cheat or have cheated at one point in life?
That's such a tough
I know that's broad because you can't speak for all men, but in the context,
I think it's a tough question. I'm gonna go ahead and say, yeah, I think everybody's cheated.
Everybody, men and women.
Men and women, you know, kids too. I think that because we have created so many different avenues, you cheated emotionally, physically, psychologically. You cheated in your dream. You cheated with a conversation that you had. All of it is considered cheating. I say yes. I think that if we get back to the core of what it means to actually cheat, and I think that has to do with the guidelines that you set, not the expectations you set. That's the difference.
That's good, man.
I didn't cheat because I broke or I didn't meet up to your expectations. So to cheat means to act dishonestly or unfairly in order to gain an advantage. Avoid nope, that's it. I'm gonna stick with that one. Behave dishonestly. I always struggle with this idea of what is it you call it, emotional cheating or whatever they call it. Like, it's very challenging to assess someone else's heart stance and heart posture, intention of why they were engaging with somebody else. And you're saying that you emotionally cheated on me. So what you're saying in essence that you know my heart's intention from that engagement, and it was the intent to break a vow or a promise that you made to me, even if I tell you it wasn't, because it's not like physical cheating. There's no hard evidence to say, hey, this was out of pocket behaviorally. You know, and I'm not saying it's wrong, but I'm saying it's kind of challenging to, I won't say to prove, but if you got to prove it, then that's another issue in itself. So I don't know, but I think that to answer your question, I think everybody's cheated. Let's just say everybody's cheated, and that way we can all just get along.
What's helped me, and maybe this could help somebody else that was going through, you know, not being loyal to the person they were with. And mind you, I'm just saying, mind you, you have to, somebody asks what your definition of cheating. That's important to iron out with your partner.
In my younger days, I was Thotimus Prime. Jesus.
That needs to go on a shirt. Bottomless Prime.
God,
Amazing. That is amazing. Gee whiz.
That's why the youngest is his favorite.
Cool.
Go ahead.
Right. Kudos to you for that comment, Reggie.
That's the one who got him out of the Thotimus Prime era. It's like, I'm done.
Right.
I'm done.
Right.
I'm done.
Right. Nah, but so I think that what got me out of this mindset of like sneaking and is being able opening up that lane of communication to be able to talk. Because at this point I can talk and say, hey, this chick hopped in my DMs, or I'll show her like I wanted to respond, but I'm showing you first, or you know what I mean? Just being able to know that I'm not going to be looked at a certain way. I'm not going to be, if I tell you something, it's not going to automatically be, oh, you must be cheating. It's, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's just having that freedom of like for real, legit, open communication helps. And and I feel like the reason that I was seeking elsewhere outside of the relationship is because I felt like if I told her I had these thoughts, if I told her I had these urges, she was going to leave. And I didn't want her to leave. So now I just got to lie about it in hopes that she don't leave. Not even realizing that, nigga, you making it worse. It's better to give the person an option, an opportunity to say, yeah, I'm not cool with that. Or, yeah, come and talk to me about it and we could work it out together than just lying about it and just cutting that person's tongue out their mouth, because now they can't say or do anything about it.
That's good.
Yeah, man.
That's good.
Yeah.
I like this, man. McJellin came with it tonight, bro. She said, what do you consider cheating? Because I cheated myself by picking certain men, so I guess I'm a cheater too.
That's really good.
Jesus.
That's really good.
Sheesh. All right. Wow. All right. You ready to move on, bro?
Yeah, man. That was good.
I think this is gonna be a good one, man. I want to hear your input or your dude, which one did we just do? Oh, he'll okay, yeah. All right, you ready for this?
You know what, man? Yeah. Don't give a woman what she say she want. Give her what God want for her. So what she say she want ain't gonna never please her. But if you give her what God want for her, and only God gonna tell you what to do, because she don't even know. Jesus, so you gotta connect yourself to God, my guy. Please, let God tell you. Spiritually, physically, mentally, and all that. And that's the only way. That's the secret.
That is the secret.
That's the secret. You seen Swarm, right? I ain't watched the whole thing.
Good. But you didn't watch the whole thing, but you saw the ending?
No, the end of the thing came on. He said, only with God you get a perfect ending. You ain't gonna be able to please that woman until you connect to.
That's the secret. Connect to the source. But that's, as a man, you don't have a relationship with God, you're never gonna please your wife. Jesus. Ever.
A man will get tired of her.
First of all, shout out to Country Wayne. That's my guy. That nigga's so funny. But to get into that video, that's 100% facts. And that's something that, you know, I grew up hearing but never took seriously, I feel like, until my older years. Like, and it's not just enough for me to have a relationship with God. It's not just enough for Denham to have a relationship with God. It's not enough for Janae to have a relationship with God. This is what I mean by that. We all need to have our individual relationships with God, and then we have to have a collective relationship with God as well, to where, yeah, you have your separate prayer time, your separate study time, but then we have a time when we all come together and we all have a time together with God. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times people think like, oh, this is just my relationship, and oh, okay, it's fine if my boyfriend, my girlfriend doesn't, you know, believe in God or doesn't have a relationship with God at all. Oh, that's fine. Yeah, but it's not. It's not. How you asking for blessings in your relationship when both of y'all not even believe? Like, what are we doing? He can't bless a relationship he's not in.
Man,
how's that possible?
I was talking. The Bible talks about, you know what I'm saying, if you have a unbelieving husband and, you know, kind of how you approach that. But
Yeah.
I was talking to a friend about that and he was like, yeah, you know, he got married and whatnot. And, you know, but him and his wife are not like equally yoked. And it's like, it's challenging. I think we're in an age now where people are really diving into like self-awareness. People are diving into like, you know, wanting to get committed into like, you know, who they truly are and what like their God-given potential is.
Yes.
But it's like, you have that discovery after you've made a commitment to somebody and you're like, yo, had I had this awareness beforehand, I would not have chosen you.
And not saying that the relationship can't work, but like your boy said, it's gonna be a lot harder than it has to be.
Yeah, I chose you while I was asleep. When I woke up.
Awake, and now I see.
Or nigga, I chose you in the club when it was dark. And then the morning after I woke up and the sun was out, and I was like, that was a dark decision. I made I made that in the wee hours of the night. I wasn't at my best. Shh. You better wait till the lights come on.
Wait till the lights come on. And then, you know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right. We're gonna go ahead and move on, man. How about this?
A man can only create safety for a woman if he feels safe and grounded within himself. Otherwise, creating safety becomes a job, becomes a performance, and the underlying energy is one of fear, insecurity, and neediness. It will never work. It is a man's energy that allows a woman to feel safe in his presence, and his energy is impacted by how secure he feels inside his own body. An awakened man creates safety effortlessly. It is not something he does, it is who he is. A man can
Yeah, man. I got nothing to say, but I agree with that 100%.
Really?
Mainly because that was definitely me. It was a performance. I'm not really this person you think I am. This is a full-blown performance. I don't like who I see in the mirror. I know I'm out here lying. I know I'm out here doing dirt. I know I'm out here doing these things. And the performance is who you get. You get the, oh, he's so charming. He's so nice. He's so funny. That's all the performance. You don't even know me. You don't know me. And that was fear. It was based on fear. If I let me really show through, who gonna really want me? If I really let these demons out and I let these skeletons out the closet, who gonna really want me? So let me bottle this up. Let me put on the mask like we talked about before, and let me show the world this fake ass person because I'm scared to show who I really am.
Was it draining?
Oh, beyond.
So let me ask you a question, because what he's alluding to in his video is that because it's work and because it's draining, like anything else is draining, you're gonna have to step away from the work, which means you have to step away from the person and the relationship so that you can recover and then come back. So that's pretty accurate.
Yep.
This
or
is
somebody new that hasn't seen the skeletons yet.
This is a sensitive topic for me because I had this struggle in one of my relationships where she talked about she just didn't feel like protected. And I was doing everything. I felt my energy was like, okay, I'm secure within who I am, but all the stuff that she was asking me to do, I did it, but I did it in my own different kind of way. And, you know, it wasn't working for her. And what I realized was that's why I have a little bit of an issue with this video, that at some point, if I am trying to make a woman feel safe, I can only do so much. There's a translation that she must be able to interpret my behavior in a specific way in order to feel the energy that I naturally walk in, right? And I understand that the energy I walk in, it ain't safe for everybody. I'm a risky person, right? I like to take risk faith-wise. I like to take risk in general. And sometimes people have been through things where that's just not what they're looking for. They can't feel safe in that environment. And I respect that and I understand that. And I've been in that situation a few times and it's been, you know, I call it unfortunate, but it's probably been for everybody's best interests. You know what I'm saying? That we just kind of go our separate ways because, you know, it's almost like some people can't marry or date a firefighter. Like they heart can't handle every day worried about you running into a burning building, right? You know what I'm saying? Some people can't date a man who has an attractive secretary.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Some men can't date a woman with an OnlyFans page, even if those people never meet her. So what makes one person feel safe may not make another person feel safe. And so, you know, don't put that full weight on you to try to make her feel safe and protected. That's not 100% your responsibility. Your responsibility is to be solid within yourself and recognize when people gravitate towards that and they're like, yeah, I like this environment that you've created for me.
Yes.
And you actually created it for yourself, but I want to enjoy it. I like it. I feel safe in it.
I agree with that 100%. I also think that everybody just not going to be, some people just not going to be happy regardless of what you do.
Yeah, this is true.
You know what I mean? Like you can feel like, man, you said jump 10 feet, I jumped 10 feet. You said jump 5 feet, I jumped 5 feet. Some people just going to have a problem, period, in life. Because they just not happy, and they looking for you to jump through hoops and run all these circles to try to please them. And you know what I mean. At the end of the day, ain't no pleasing you because you're not pleased with yourself.
Well, what Country Wayne said, man, you just do what God tell you to do. Because if you do everything they want, they still ain't gonna be satisfied. All right,
Bruh,
all right,
good.
All right. I'm ready to move on to the next one. How about you?
As am I, good brother.
This was we kind of talked about this a little bit, so let's see.
You can exercise self-control, you start to respect yourself more. Every time, think of the times where you could have cheated and you said no. You feel like a superhero. Or even like when it's getting drunk or something like that and you control yourself, you're like, no, I'm not drinking tonight. And every time we exercise self-control, we gain self-respect. And every time we gain self-respect, we gain self-esteem. So the man that doesn't give in to his impulses is the most free man in the world. Whereas the man that just, if I want it, I do it. Because a lot of this red pill kind of conversation is a strong man, is a high value man, does what he wants. No, the reality is a high value man who can resist temporary desires for long-term goals. Doesn't drink because he's got work tomorrow. Doesn't sleep with that girl because he doesn't want to get rid of her in the morning. He thinks about his long-term self. Self-control is true freedom. If you can exercise self-control, you start to respect yourself more. Every time, think of the times where you could have cheated.
Where you at, bro?
Yeah, I fucking love that video, man. That's really good, man, because just there's for me, it depends on, everybody's dealing with something different. For me, at one point it was women and telling the truth. So to be able to curb these women, or to be able to go to my woman and say, hey, this happened today, just wanted you to be aware, or to be able to tell somebody the truth straight up without having to sugarcoat and do it does make you feel like a superhero. And not just that, and I've told her this, me now knowing that I can communicate the way we communicate makes me want to communicate more. It makes me become an even better partner. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like once you and for me, it doesn't matter what my status looks like in anybody else's book, but me knowing that I have this self-control over myself in my mind is just raised me to a whole nother level that I feel like I've never been on.
That's good.
Man,
I feel like it's even if you're in a relationship with somebody else and you know about their potential, but you never see it, you feel some type of way. But when you actually start to see their potential, you feel a different type of way. I think it goes for self as well. When you know I'm wired to have self-control, but when I start exhibiting that, I think it does enhance the relationship you have or the perspective you have of yourself. So that's interesting. Reginald said, I don't see it that way. I'm interested in seeing how hearing how he sees it.
Yeah, for sure.
Ali said, I mainly agree with her, but too much self-control can have a negative outcome also. You restrict yourself from the simple joys of life that are needed. That's an interesting perspective.
I agree with that. I felt like from the video, I don't think that she was saying become a robot. I feel like she said, if you, it's just like for me. You know what I mean? I used to smoke a lot. Now I don't smoke at all.
Camel or Marlboro?
Weed.
Okay.
Cigarette.
Weed. Twin.
Right. And then as far as drinking, I'll only drink if I go. It has nothing to do with anything besides using self-control. You know what I mean? I can still go out and enjoy myself, but I don't need to drink to the point that I can't walk no more.
Yeah, it's
You know what I'm saying?
interesting.
I have some drinks. Oh, I'm a little buzzed. I'm cool. Can I drink more? Of course, but why? What am I trying to do? Why? What do I need to become belligerent for? To where I can't talk or speak or walk, and niggas got to carry me out. I've been that guy too. It's not fun.
How many niggas it take to carry you out, Mike?
3.
3 other niggas your size.
Denny's in Las Vegas. They told me I had to leave.
Denny's?
Yeah.
Denny's? The
Denny's
breakfast spot?
Yes.
You thought it was
You can't
King?
be.
You thought it was King Henry? What happened, bro? What alcohol do they serve at Denny's?
No, Denny's wasn't serving alcohol. That's where we were.
Pre-gaming in the parking lot. I know that was the scariest day of their life to try to get you to leave the premises. Like who get the chef, nigga, whoever got the knife, get him.
Drunk me is really that's bad. Yeah, nobody needs to see that side. It's no reason for Anyway, what we got? What Red say?
He said, I learned who I was as a person at a very young age. So I absolutely loved myself regardless of what the outcome was. Interesting. So whether I operated from self-control or not, it didn't change how I loved myself.
And that's dope.
I knew I had some bad days.
Yeah. For sure.
It's interesting. So I'm going back to what Ali said, right?
Mm-hmm.
Too much self-control. So now it has me wondering, like, what's the opposite of self-control? Because the Bible talks about, having self-control. And I'm wondering, is there a place in between self-control and no self-control where there's space and room open for something else to be of an influence?
I'm going to look up. First, let's find out what the opposite of self-control is. And then let's see, because that's legit. Like, is there a middle ground?
Yeah. Interesting.
So I got unruliness, insubordination, indiscipline.
Lakeisha got out of control, easily swayed,
wayward.
These are the opposite of self-discipline or self-control.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow. At least he left out Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's fine. Yeah, just Red, you got me out here, man. You got me out here calling out my name, nigga. You better drop some money in the Cash App. If you yikes.
Jeez.
Listen, had hip control, maybe no self-control, but Mike don't want to talk about it. Listen, that's fine. I'm interested in that though. Self-control is a conversation that comes up, especially a lot recently, man. So I wonder. Okay,
example of that. When I got married, I forbid my ex-husband from dancing, but it was actually my own way of flowing in spirit. I lost touch with spirit during that time for the lies of religion. Thank God for deliverance. I feel that.
Who forbade who from dancing?
Ali forbade.
She forbade. She forbade him. Yeah.
Yep.
She ostracized.
There you go. Go. Her husband from dancing.
Your husband his dancing was exiled. Is that what happened? Did she mean fornicate? That's a big leap.
Yeah.
I fornicated my ex-husband from dancing. No.
Oh, for her and him. They couldn't dance. Based on religious.
I was about to say, I know her origins. She's Native American. I know she got rhythm. What you mean you can't? I'm not sure what's happening right at this point.
Jesus.
This was probably about the good bar comment. I understand it all. It's all connected.
Nope.
It wasn't that kind of dancing. Listen, lift on your high heels and let all your hair down.
What's the next video?
She forbid him from showing up. Okay, yes. All right, we're gonna move on. You know how it gets when we get late. We get into. Speaking of,
as much as I dislike certain conversations, I feel the need to say something about this. People have this idea about women who make men wait to have sex with them, that this woman is trying to control a man or manipulate him or something like that, and it really don't have nothing to do with that. I don't know, maybe for some of us women, we haven't let this society convince us that sex is a casual thing, because it's not. I see so many men saying, I don't know why women do that, it doesn't work. It's not about it working to keep somebody, but it's about the physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual ramifications of doing something like that, something sacred like that with somebody you barely know. We can pretend all we want with this sexually liberated age that we in, that doesn't take a toll on you, but it does. And everybody knows that the sex is better anyway when you really like somebody and you really feeling them and y'all got a connection. So maybe some of us just bougie. Maybe we don't want it unless it's going to be something that strengthens us physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. You feel me? Like it's supposed to.
And I forgive me before I say this. I don't know this young lady, but she sounds like a clown. You're on here preaching that you should wait, and how this should be a real experience for somebody that I like. That's what you're waiting for, somebody you just like. That's your goal. I'm gonna wait until I like this person to have sex, not love, not marriage, not we have a deep connection. Just I like them. And that's what get out of here. She sounds like a clown. No. In no way, form, or fashion am I rolling with that video. It sounded, but she presented it sounded good, because when I first saw it, I'm like, yeah, no, nigga, for somebody that I like. Well, I like you a little bit, so I guess you could come get some of this. What? I waited 2 weeks.
what about the part where she said, unless it's gonna Jesus. I don't even know if I want to comment at this point. What about the part where she said, what if it strengthens you the way it's supposed to?
What strengthens you?
The sex. Sex is supposed to strengthen you spiritually and physically and mentally. Do you think that's accurate?
Yes, that part is accurate, but we still have to remember about, soul ties and things of that nature. So if we're
what's going on here, McJellin? What's going on here, McJellin? I'm gonna roll pie. Go ahead. What was you saying, bro?
What?
What is happening? It's late. It's late for everybody. You reading that like it's a hip hop song. That's not the way he meant it. That thing.
I agree 100%. What do you say? Listen, I'm gonna just tell you what it does for me. I'm not sure what's going on with her, but let me tell you the things it does for me. Damn it,
makes me sleepy.
Good. Nah, but I just feel like, we can't forget about all of these soul ties and things of that nature. So if we just out here having sex with people we like, I mean, well, how much uplifting and how much spiritual enhancement can we just possibly have? I've liked a lot of people in my life, a lot.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I like her. Am I gonna go sleep with her because I like her? I don't know. I don't know that young lady, but I just think what she's saying is packaged well. Like, she got the lips glossed up, she got the nice little voice, she's in her little BMW. So yeah, it looks nice, but you're not saying
as much as I dislike certain conversations.
Just wanted to double check. Verify what you was talking about. See my reflection. Cool.
What you think
of
what you think though? I mean,
I'm nervous. I don't know. I'm gonna let you answer that one for me. Sheesh, casual sex. I think that sex at its root is spiritual, it's supernatural. And so I think that it should be respect it that way. Respect it as something that could alter your entire life.
And what's crazy is, Donovan, and I'm saying this in all honesty, that as spiritual as sex is and can be, we have to remember there's two types of spirits. You know what I'm saying? Because, and I told Janae this before too. My Denim's mom was probably the best sex that I've had in my life, but I know that there was an evil spirit attached to that sex. I could feel it in the room. It was bad. It was very bad. You know what I mean? But because it was good sex, I decided to, you know what I mean, just do it anyway. But people just have to realize you can't just willy-nilly be out here.
Was it good, or were you under a spell?
My mom said it was witchcraft.
Because I'm looking at that the same way. I think that there is often the thing that we call good, an impression put on our filter that's making us think that this slop is actually like filet mignon. You know what I'm saying too? So yes. I dare challenge if it was actually good, because that you know, witchcraft or, you know, delusion or whatever it is, a spell that can have a serious impact on our perspective of a moment.
That's good, bro. And I'll tell you afterwards, the song that we first had sex to, I went back and watched because I can feel it. I felt it, whatever it was, presence, spirit, whatever you want to call it. I felt it when the song came on, but then I went back and watched the video. So demonic.
So
demonic.
There's a meeting in my bedroom.
No, it was Rihanna, Rockstar.
Oh wow.
And I mean, like, yeah, it was crazy. That's probably way TMI for everybody out there, but we're here now.
Make me feel like a thought buster.
You know what, man? Bro. This nigga, he getting way too comfortable in here.
I love it.
Took off his shoes. He got his shoes all on the couch. His socks all on the couch.
I love it. I love it. I think that that is something that's wild, bro. To consider the influence not only can sex have on you, but just who you engage with and how. Man, I heard something real dope today at church, and this he was talking about how if you confess your sins to the Father, He is just to forgive you and cleanse you from all unrighteousness. And when you said that was the best sex you ever had, it made me think that the Bible says that every good and perfect gift comes from God. And if you know that it was demons in the room, I can almost promise you that wasn't as good as it gets.
Agreed.
Jesus. Okay, let me change, because y'all, I don't want y'all Google eyes and these other. I'm gonna move on because it's getting late. Where we at? Oh, so speaking of, you talked about, like, as you know, we talked about the dating and your perspective changes. Like we've talked about how we were when we were younger. So yeah, let me know what you think about this.
So what do you like to do for fun? So what is your attachment style? Do you go to therapy or get coaching? And what are the core wounds that show for you in the relationships? And what are the protection mechanisms that you've created to protect yourself from getting hurt? So what do you like to do for fun? So what is your attachment style? Do you go to therapy or get coaching? And what are the core wounds that show for you in the relationships? And what are the protection mechanisms that you've created to protect yourself from getting hurt?
What are the core wounds that show up for you in relationships, and what are the coping mechanisms that you have in place to keep you from getting hurt?
Yeah, in response to that video, I feel that my just outlook on when I was dating is a lot different than what it was when I was younger. The conversation, the questions, like, because just some stuff just doesn't hold a lot of weight like it used to. Like, what's your favorite color used to be my shit back when I was in my teens, right? Because that was important. Okay, I buy this and it'll be that color, and I buy this and it'll be that color. I don't like, that's cool if you tell me, but that's not gonna be in my core group of getting to know you questions. That's something that comes along and oh, that's my favorite color too. Your favorite color red. Right. But that's not because I asked what her favorite color was. That's just something that comes in conversation. I feel like when you get older, your questions should, right. When you get older, I feel like your questions should become meatier, if that makes sense. They should have some meat and some depth and some substance to them. Should. I'm not saying they do, but I'm saying, like, because at this point, you should have matured enough within yourself to want to know more than what do you like to do for fun.
What's your age? What's your sign?
Right. Those are all legit questions. But for like some real, I want to get to know this woman type shit, nah, that's not gonna cut it.
Ask her what her interests are, who she be with, things that make her smile. What number to dial? I'm gonna be here for a while.
You gonna call your crew?
I'm gonna call my crew. We can rendezvous at the bar around 2. There it is. I love it. Look at that.
Biggie had it. Nobody listened to him, but he
figured out. Had it all the way figured out.
Solved it.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's 9:57. We is getting out of here today in 3 minutes. But what we like to do at the end of every episode is leave you guys with a little bit of help. This is our suicide and crisis hotline. The number has changed to simply 988. If you find yourself in a crisis of any sort, mild, moderate, or major, call 988. They have resources available to help you, get you connected to therapists, counseling, group, what is it called? Group support? No, it's a better name for it. I forgot what it was called, but get you connected with the resources you need to get out of that crisis, to resolve that crisis, help you find the right coping mechanisms, and get the healing that you need. It's a good place to start to get connected to what you may need to get out of that crisis. Even if you're not the one in the crisis, you know somebody who is, and you want to know how to approach them without making the situation worse, call the number 988 pound 988 to get connected for yourself or for a friend. Keep this number close or memorize it. There's been a few people that have reached out to us asking for the old number we used to put up all the time because a crisis hit. Just have this handy because you never know when you might need it and how it could change or save someone's life.
Yeah.
Man. All right. Well, that's it for us, ladies and gentlemen. Mike, you got anything else you want to add?
No, everybody just go have a great week and be aware of what's going on around you. Don't walk through life with your eyes closed, and just stay safe and protect the people that you love.
Amen. And always choose your spouse over your children. So, words of Mike. And watch this video.
Once I heal and I start taking my medication consistently and I stop lying to my therapist and I actually start eating 3 meals a day and I actually hit the gym consistently and I stop going to sleep at fucking 4 a.m. and waking up at 2 p.m. and I actually start going to work instead of calling off and I actually decide to do something with my life and get a career and I actually go back to college, it's over for you, bitch.
Mike, how does she go to bed at 4 a.m. and wake up at 2 a.m.?
Listen. Listen.
How she
was awake for 2 hours in a 24-hour period. That's it.
No, she went to bed at 4 a.m. and woke up at 2 a.m.
Two the next day.
Nigga, I thought.
Yeah, 2 the next day.
Her life is all the way messed up.
Yeah.
Wow.
Love you too, Mom.
Wow.
I love you more.
Oh, all right, Mama. Love you. All right, man. Who's praying us out?
It's up to you, brother. I'm good.
Right,
I could take it.
Oh, okay, cool. Go for it then.
Because I'm brief. I'm in and out.
Wow.
Because I talk to him a lot. So these times, you know what I'm saying?
I hear you, bro. I hear you. There you go.
Start
the mic started to throw off. Hey, I know we just spoke, but
my G.
Probably annoying you at this point, but
Father, we thank you for another great show, Lord. We thank you that you were able to speak through us, and hopefully somebody was receptive to what was said tonight, and hopefully I hope people that were listening, Lord, we thank you that you will go before us this week and just show up in whatever ways that are needed by the people listening, by ourselves, whatever that may be, whether it be finances, whether it be healing, whether it be relationship-wise, Lord. We just thank you for showing your face and showing the answers to some of these questions that a lot of us have been having lately, like the whys, the when is it going to come, all of those things, Lord. We just thank you and praise you for being the God that we know you are, an awesome God, a merciful God, a forgiving God. We thank you for the peace that passes all understanding, things that, you know, that we're thinking that you're not with us on, or that you left us over. We thank you that, you know, you have all the answers. And we thank you for that peace that we can sit in, knowing that you have the answers, even though we don't, Lord. We thank you for your traveling mercies throughout the week, Lord. And we thank you for your protective angels to cover our family members, friends, our loved ones, our spouses. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
In Jesus' name, amen. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been real. Thank you guys for tuning in. God says the same. We'll see you all next week. Besides that, we love you. Go watch the rebroadcast on YouTube or our Facebook page. And that's it.
2 Chainz.